Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. Taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2021 Jayco or by Jayco Entegra Vision. Jayco is one of the larger RV manufacturers, and they have a spin-off brand which is Entegra, which is supposed to be a higher end line of coaches, but it is a Jayco. They have the same exact model as a Jayco, but this is the Entegra. So this one is a 2021. It's very clean and glossy and shiny on the outside. Has a 4,000 watt generator, 2 rooftop air conditioners. It's very, very glossy and shiny on the outside. As we go down the side here, we're going to take a look at this RV in the video. We're going to look on the outside, on the inside, the cargo compartments, the roof. In fact, let's go take a look up on the roof right now. So we scroll up on the roof, you're going to notice some things. This has a nice power awning, very large power awning. The power awning extends all the way down the side of the motorhome, because there's no slides on the right side. The full wall slide on the left side, no slide on the right side, allows room for a large awning. And on the roof, this motorhome has dual air conditioners, and these are soft start air conditioners, so they'll both run from the 4,000 watt generator. A lot of RVs may only have one AC, but this one has 2, and they run on the soft start generator. This is a solar prep. If you want us to put solar on it, we will. It is an extra charge. How long is it? How tall is it? How wide is it? If you pause your video and read the text, it's right there. Even while it's rolling, take a picture with your phone of the screen when the specs are on the screen, and you'll have your specs. Now, I am a dealer. I've been a dealer for 25 years. So since the year 2000 is now 2025. So 25 years ago, became a dealer and have been in operation through all those recessions. We try to give you a frustration-free purchase, but of course, it's a motorhome. It as is where it is with all its faults, but this one shouldn't give you too much trouble. It's a 2021. It's pretty new. It's a pretty good price. So before we go inside, this one has the large screen outside entertainment system. It has connections for an outside stereo. There is no stereo out here. There may have been one in the past, but there isn't one now. This is a large screen TV. It supports outside stereo. Sturdy exterior compartment. The big awning, it's a very large awning. I think it's a 20 or 21 footer, something like that. It's a power awning, so you hit the switch and you roll it up with a power switch. It is height adjustable. So as a height adjustable awning, I'm going to show you how to adjust it before we go inside. As we're putting it in about halfway, it's possible to adjust it very easily. You can't adjust it as easy when it's fully extended, but when it's in about halfway, 3/4 of the way, 2/3, something like that, you can walk over and reach, if you're tall enough, these little buttons. If you push this little button in, this little push tab, there's a series of holes. As you move it into a higher hole, that's actually bringing the awning extended height down, so it has more of a slope. You would do it on one, and then you would do it on the other, and then when you roll in the awning, the height is going to be changed. It's not easy for me to do it with one hand while I'm holding the camera. I might drop the camera, but with 2 hands you could easily do it. That's all there is to adjust the height. And it does have the LED light strip under the awning. So we're gonna go inside the 2019 Entegra Coach Vision, which is the same as a Jayco Alante 29F floor plan. This one has been upgraded inside to look like the 2025 with the white interior. It's also got oak. They put a cheap looking console. This one actually has an oak hardwood console here with your inverter and your switches here. That's been installed. That's solid oak. And then going through right now, the slide is closed. This is in, hey, let's get in and start driving configuration. So as we go through to see, with the slide closed, we can go all the way through to the bedroom. You have a rear queen bed, bedroom TV. You can sleep on the bed with the slide closed. You have a glass shower enclosure. There's a lot of oak. It has a lot of features that they upgraded on this motorhome. Personalized upgrades from the previous owner. So it's all white inside. It doesn't have the dark brown wood. Some people don't like brown wood. This has the oak and whitewash look inside, which they probably spent like $20,000 doing it, but it doesn't cost extra. Also, there's a 21-inch oven, LP gas oven. It's a much larger oven than what was available. That's compared with like a 17-inch oven. So as we open the slide out, that's the first thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna go here to extend the slide. We hit the switch and the slide starts extending out. There's a lot of clearance from the front seat to the slide out. This has what they call a full wall slide and bunk beds. So the bunk beds are in the slide, and then once the slide is open, we can now walk on this side of the I'd like to point out this is what they call a Jack and Jill bathroom, so it has two ways into the bathroom, direct from the bedroom or direct from the house side. They also redid the flooring with a wood floor in here. This has got a custom wood floor. Like I said, I think the previous owner probably spent like $20,000 customizing the motorhome to their specs. We're not charging any extra for it. And then the TV is an elevator TV, so if you don't watch TV, the TV goes down and out of sight, and then you can look out the windows at the scenery. You have a sleeper sofa here, which is just like a jackknife small sofa for like a kid. Up over the front seats, you have electric drop down bunk. If we disconnect the seatbelt buckle here, and with the key on, we just hit this and the bunk bed goes down to the top of the seats. Or if you move the seats out of the way a little bit, then even further. You have a front bunk over the cab here. The dinette can go flat and turn into a sleeping area. But what's nice about a bunk bed motorhome, which this is, you don't necessarily have to use the front bunk or the sofa or the dinette. You can leave those alone. And up on the overhead, you could easily sleep 2 or even 3 kids up there, or 2 adults, up to 2 adults, 2 here. So without using the sofa or the dinette, you could sleep 6. Without using the front bunk, you can sleep 4, because you have your bunk right there. You have your queen bed in the rear. You have your cabinet here for hanging clothes closet. This one does have dual air conditioners. We are running the generator. We are in the middle of a parking lot, but if I turn on the AC and turn the temperature down, then the AC comes on. Now this one has the more fuel efficient, smaller 4,000 watt generator. A lot of RVs cannot run 2 ACs on a 4,000 generator, but this one can, because these are soft start air conditioners. So I just turned on the first AC. Now we go to the front to turn on the second AC, and then the AC will come on and start cooling. Now, the generator is a 4 kilowatt generator. We did change the carburetor on it. TV is a nice giant TV. I think that's like a 40 or 50 inch TV over the dinette area. It's a lot of space in here, and it's a 29-foot motorhome, so this is a short bunk. So it's a short motorhome with a lot of interior space. The small little 24 footers, 25 footers, those are easy to fit in a lot of campgrounds. This is a 29 footer, which is a lot smaller than the bigger 34 footer motorhomes. It's as much as 5 foot shorter than the mainstream 35 and 36 foot motorhome. So this is a short bunk motorhome. As we're talking about the AC units, this has a power management system, which if you use too much power from your 4 kilowatt generator, right now the water heater has power, there's no load shed. It's a load shedding system. So if we scroll through here, the generator is putting out 33 amps, the water heater is powered, the refrigerator is powered, the AC rear is powered, and the AC front is powered. What happens with this is if somebody comes in and turns on a hair dryer that uses a bunch of, you have 30 amps and if using 10 amps to start up that hair dryer, it can shed loads off the system so that you don't pop circuit breakers. So that's possible. I actually just heard the compressor come on the front AC. They have a soft start system. So if you turn on 2 ACs at the same time, they might not start right away. It's a delayed start process. So the AC is cooling now, both of them, front and rear. It's a delayed start. Your refrigerator, nice big spacious refrigerator freezer with a digital display control. It was dry foods pantry. The generator has 365 hours on the generator. 365.5. There's a little decimal point if you can't see that. That's nothing. These generators can easily go 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours. You have a level test so you can see your propane level, battery level, fresh water level. You can go through all and see what your levels are. You can turn on electric or propane water heat, your water pump. Tank heaters is only if you're in the winter and you're in freezing conditions to keep your tanks from freezing. This system, even if you turn the switch on, it doesn't do anything until it gets freezing outside. That's what that's for. And then you have your TV amplifier. This little switch here, as you see, we're in the middle of a parking lot and we're getting digital TV stations. If you turn this switch off, your TV picture will probably go away. If it has a strong enough signal, it won't go away, but that's what that is. That's your TV amplified power. And again, this TV goes up and down. So with a press of a little switch here, we can put the TV away. Or you can raise the TV up and watch TV on your trip. You have the option. It has little USB ports scattered around and power outlets scattered around. In the kitchen there's a power outlet, easy access that they added. A pop-up power outlet so you can plug in coffee makers and other kind of griddles and air fryers and things like that, microwaves, whatever. So sliding roller doors, these are secured. To release your sliding roller doors, there's a little locking pin right here, and then you have privacy in the bedroom, privacy in the restroom. So it's getting extremely cold in here. It's not that hot today, and both ACs are running. Both ACs are working. I've tested it on video for you. So we have cool, cold air. And these AC units have something called a chill grill. If you close this, that forces you, imagine a letter H. Letter H, going like this. So these ducts run through the H-shaped ducts. So if you close your chill grills, it forces the cold air through the ducts for diffused air conditioning throughout the coach. You can even run the front AC and cool the rear from the front if you have your chill grills closed. And makes it quieter in the bedroom by doing that. Especially at night when the sun is not shining, that will work really well. This one right now has the chill grills closed. We have the AC vents open. So we're getting a nice even cooling throughout the motorhome. They added these custom LED lights. These are pretty bright, so if the kids are in the bunk, they have plenty of light to read or whatever. We're gonna go on a test drive in a minute, so I'm gonna raise the front bunk. They go up nice, and I have very few problems, actually no problems, with this bunk design. It goes up, and all you do is buckle a seatbelt. The seatbelt, when it's buckled in here, it prevents the motor from running, and you can also turn this key off. If you had some valuables that you wanted to stash up there, you could stash them up there and take the key, and it will be harder for any thief that might run across your motorhome to go up there and grab your valuables. So we actually put a brand new oven and cooktop in the motorhome. This is a 21-inch oven. It's larger. 3-burner cooktop with safety burners. You can turn these off. To light it, you have to push and turn and then light. If you don't push, it won't light. So it's not something where a little kid will accidentally turn it on and cause a fire. So, and then this just blends into the countertop. Secures down so it doesn't rattle too much when you're driving. So safety oven, and you have power outlet right behind. So the bunk bed has this seat belting system, so you can, if the kids want to sleep when you're rolling down the road, you can seat belt them in with this safety cage that buckles up. And there's another one for the lower bunk, so 2 kids could be secured. Now the slide's not all the way open right now because we have it in the shop and it's up against a wall. Don't have enough room right here inside the building. As we prepare to go for a test drive, we are going to close the slide out, retract. Slide out closes nice and smooth. It is a full wall slide out. So that opens up bigger than if you even had 2 slide outs. On a 29-foot motorhome, you have more room with a full wall slide than you do with 2 slide outs. We're going on a little test drive. Before we do, I'm going to talk very briefly about the leveling jacks. This has the equalizer system leveling jacks. The easiest way to bring the jacks up is release the parking brake, and then the jacks will auto retract. On this jack panel, this is your front jacks, this is your rear jacks, this is your left side jacks, this is right side jacks. If you auto level it, it does it one at a time. But if you want to manually or semi-auto level so that you're not confused with the equalizer system jacks, the down means that the jack cylinders will go down, and the up means the jack cylinders will come up and retract back into the motorhome. They retracted really fast. They go up faster than they go down. They go down very slowly. We released the parking brake. You saw how fast that was. If you wanted to manually level it, you just turn it on and you just push down. That'll lower the jacks, which will cause the front to go up, or push rear, push the down diamond in the rear on the bottom corner of it, and that'll lower the rear jacks, causing the rear to lift up. On a full wall slide out, I always recommend that the best way to do it is the left and the right side. Left first, then right, so that the RV doesn't gain too much height. Because if you lower left side, both left side jacks go down at the same time. If you lower the right side, both right side go down at the same time. It does have auto level, Auto level means they have something called a 0 point. All that auto leveling does is it will level it to whatever the previous owner or what you calibrate as your 0 point. What you think is level may not be what someone else considers level, because some people want, you know, when their bed is adjusted, the pillows are a little higher. Some people think of the RV as their power adjustable bed. So you can set your 0 point on this unit as well. Now all three air conditioners are blasting cold air at me. The dash AC is blasting cold air all over me. It's nice and cool. We've done a treatment on here to secure the inside so that it's not rattly and noisy. So in test driving, we do have a V10 engine in here. The V10 engine is extremely smooth running and powerful. Some of the newer RVs only have a V8, so Ford has discontinued the V10. It's kind of nice having a V10. I find that they're very smooth, and this one also has the 6-speed automatic transmission. One of the most important things to know about a Ford chassis motorhome is they have a really nice little button here on the gear selector. On the older ones that was overdrive off, but on the newer one that is tow haul. When you push that button, it turns a little orange light on the dashboard that says tow haul mode. So why is that so important? It's really important if you go into the mountains, going up mountain passes. In a car you may not even notice you're going up a mountain pass, but in an RV it's a little bit heavier and you'll feel the weight of the motorhome pulling up the hill. By putting it in tow haul mode, it changes the shift parameters for the transmission, and that's especially important when you're coming down, because the transmission, when you touch the brake pedal, will automatically downshift the transmission to help you use your engine to slow down. If you drive a lot traveling across the country, you'll notice coming down mountain passes, some people ride their brake pedal down the hill, and by the time they've done that for 3 or 4 minutes, the brakes are so hot they're glowing red, or even what they call fading. By not using your brakes to go down the hill, but you're using your tow haul mode to help you go down the hill, your brakes are always ready for an emergency. So if somebody's behind you and there is an emergency pops up, you can stomp your brake pedal and they're going to get a notice because you hadn't been touching it before. Now when I turn on my turn signal, I actually have a side view camera. On the right side mirror has a side view camera on it, so you can look at the mirror and you can look at the camera. I also have a left side camera. When I turn on the left turn signal, I get the left side camera. When I put it in reverse, I get the backup camera. This is a very nice Sony dash stereo system, and when you put it turn signals or reverse, it becomes a backup camera or side view camera. So as we enter this parking lot, I'd point out this has 12,832 miles on the odometer. We can easily maneuver through parking lot. That's not a problem. If I turn on my left turn signal, I have my mirrors and I have my side view camera. Nice clear view on the side view camera. The Sony stereo is putting on some guidelines on the side view camera. You can go in the menus and turn those off if you don't like it. But look, I'm turning around a point. I made a U-turn on a sharp turn. When you go into a parking lot like this, you can take up 4 parking spaces or 2 parking spaces. It's only a 29-foot motorhome, but it's still a 29-foot motorhome, so it's not a little Fiat 500 mini tiny weeny super small car. So if we put it in park, I'm going to show you a couple things. The Ford has a menu that we can click through. The little buttons down here, like, what are those for? So if we push the info button, it says the trip has 177 miles. Outside temperature is 76. You see all those weather news stories on the national news about cars sliding out in the snow on ice? When it's below freezing, you'll know because you got your temperature gauge right there. Don't drive in dangerous conditions. Wait till it warms up. 211 miles till empty on the gas that we have in the tank. Engine hours, 424 hours on the engine. These Fords actually they have an engine hour meter on the Ford engine, so you can tell how much wear and tear. For example, this is a 2019. If you looked at a cop car, like one of those police Ford Explorer 2019, they may only have 100,000 miles on that cop car, but they could have 20,000 hours. I've seen it, 20,000 hours on a cop car. This one only has 427 hours on the engine. It's extremely low engine hours. Even delivery trucks have a lot of hours. This is not a delivery truck, so the engine and transmission and everything is all good. Low time on those. Clicking through, and we're back to the trip meter. You can also do a system check. If I press setup and then I press reset, it checks engine temp okay, transmission temp okay, oil pressure okay, brake fluid level okay, and then the miles to empty. System check complete. Dash, I'd like to point out this Sony stereo does have navigation, built-in navigation stereo right here in the dashboard. So you got your little navigation, so even if your phone was dead, you could go into the navigation on the dedicated navigator and see where you're at and maybe how to get where you need to be. There's cup holders scattered around. There's little controls. This is your power mirror switch, your mirror heater, your battery jump starter. Jump start, what that means is if you have a low battery on the engine or the house, you push this button and it jump starts the two batteries together. This is your power shade. So we can lower the power shade, so when we're driving into the sunrise or the sunset, we can lower the shades just high enough that we can see down the road and not stare at the sun, as gives us a superior vision. It's like a super sun visor. And then when you're in the campground, you put it all the way down, and then you can sleep in here and you have blackout curtain. This is your headlight switch. This is your dash dimmer light. We're going to take a look in the cargo compartments, and starting with just in front of the generator, we have a small cargo compartment. These are all super clean with lights inside these little cargo compartments. Then you have your 4 kilowatt generator in this compartment here. In a vented compartment, a pass-through storage 8 foot deep, pass through the other side with a light inside each end of the compartment. Nice clean compartments to keep your stuff. Your water control center in its own compartment. Then your black and gray dump connections. Another pass-through 8 foot deep large cargo compartment. Could fit 8 foot folding tables in there. This is your electrical compartment for your electrical cords and adapters for your 30 amp power connection. As we look here, we have our 5,000 pound trailer hitch. You have a 7-pin connector and a 4-pin connector. And that's the label right there. It says it's 5,000 pound rated hitch. Over here, you have another lighted compartment, decent sized trunk compartment, and this is the other end of one of the pass-through compartments. Nice clean compartment where you can put your long fishing poles or other items up to 8 feet long. This is your electrical compartment with 2 new house batteries, your hydraulic leveling jack system, and your propane. Over here is another large cargo compartment. Does not pass through on this one, but the next one does as well pass through, 8 foot deep to the other side with lights inside. Opposite your entry door is another one of these mini compartments. The mini compartments are actually pretty big by themselves, but they're not as big as the other compartments. Up in the front, under the engine compartment, you have your engine coolant reservoir, your air conditioning, air filter, some starting battery and some basic fuses in this area. It's in good shape. This previous owner had a personal license plate connected with USC on the license plate. And then your tire treads and your leveling jacks underneath the engine, it all looks good. Underneath the generator, this does not leak any fluids to the ground. You can see the drive line, the catalytic converter, everything is intact. That is your Goodyear tires. Those little blue and red, those are your low point drains to drain the water out of your tanks. Hydraulic jacks are down. That's an 80-gallon fuel tank for your fuel to take your nice long trips. It also powers the generator, but when you're running the generator will run out of gas at a quarter tank, so you don't strand yourself. And then another look, nice thick tire treads there. All your brakes, your differential, everything's good, no leaks. Exhaust system, catalytic converters right there. Your entry step, power operated. Another look at the catalytic converter at the bottom of the engine, the suspension, everything is in good shape under this coach. The tires, drives really well. This is ready for a cross-country trip today. No leaks on the ground. Looking good. So thank you for watching my video tour of the 2021 Jayco. My name is Mike Johnson. We've been in business as an RV dealership for 25 years, and we are doing sales, service, and parts. Check out if this vehicle is still available going to our website, mybizcar.com. If it is, and you're going to pay a check for it, your check is paid to the order of a buyer's choice. If you have questions about this RV or you want to get your RV serviced, give us a call, 951-681-2101. We accept calls between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. offering upgrades, solar installs, detailing, things like that. Thank you for watching.